Interrupting us.
I guess I'm the outside man here. Okay, so pairing it with the Poppy knockup. Remember the snap cast?
Obviously, Busio takes a little bit of a chunk for it, but they don't expose themselves to any sort of a gank. And on the top side, Inspired is just going to be able to take away that.
Right there you see is kind of Hui's only defense mechanism against the Yasuo. You hit him with a fear, point blank. Inspired is ready to make his gank in mid lane, but some nice jukes from Zeka get away from the snowball. He still has to flash out to escape the root.
Exactly. One of the only champions that it's still so hard to react to, because if he really gets that move speed going with that W, rolling the snowball in, even if you see him, you still can't always back off in time.
And you'll notice as well, Zeka played it well by utilizing the E from Yone to navigate his way past the snowball as Peanut hovers around top. Ghost going to be popped.
Ghost from Bwipo, but now he's heading back the other direction. That might not be the right choice. Bwipo down to 100 HP. He doesn't want to lose out on all this EXP from the minions. Picks up his axe, throws another undertow back. Doran flashing to guarantee the last turret shot doesn't fire off, but it's still first blood over to Hanwha Life Esports.
So essentially zero utility, or as close to zero utility as you can get. Yeah, you have a slow on your Q, but that is about it. So you have to be strong, you have to be able to charge in there, survive, and punish people. And look where Peanut's positioning. Peanut's already there to actually zone him off when he walks back. So if Inspired is not covering Bwipo some more, Bwipo is going to be completely out of this game. And even if the rest of the map goes well, it's not going to matter because you're playing 4v5 for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and now he's trying to make his way back, pops the Ragnarok, wants to turn it back onto the jungler, I would have to think, but it's so difficult to do. Finally using the W shield, just barely staying alive, but surely he's just dead now. Cole the Meek, Bwipo is out for the second time, and Hanwha Life
have the same tools that they had in the previous game. Admittedly, I still think that their team fighting is good. It's just a question of how much worse can HLE make this early game.
All right, Inspired's coming in. Goes from Bwipo, chasing after Doran, popping the Ragnarok, wants to get as much damage as possible. Bwipo's gonna be the first one to tank the turret, and Bwipo, with the help from Inspired, FlyQuest.
Yeah, and I think honestly he just didn't want to chase that far. You know, I think he is just kind of canceling it out basically. When Zeka got that far back, he was gonna be under his tower if they went for the dive. Just knows there's not really an angle for the grubs when Bwipo can't really respond.
Uh-oh. Speaking of not being able to respond, Doran going all the way in here for the slice, the dice, the dive. It's nice. Doran getting a solo kill now. He doesn't even need Peanut anymore. The Croc is all grown up and
honestly, if you're FlyQuest, you're looking for 4v4s and you're looking to be able to outplay in those 4v4s. You're hoping that there's...
The attempted engage from Busio, but the Zenith Blade is interrupted with a steadfast presence. Viper gets away, both summoner spells spent on that one. Flash, shielded Daybreak from Busio to try to lock up Peanut, but it ain't gonna work out so well. TP reinforcements from HLE. Busio's stuck in the middle of 4 players, and he ain't gonna get away from this one. Peanut's gonna be the trade, at least a 1-for-1 here in the scrap, but Masu is on the run. The Mystic shot, but the flash from the Callista keeps him alive.
A very forced play there from FlyQuest. You can see that once
you got Flash off Peanut, you got both summoners off of Viper, you got the Ignite off Delight. You know, they did force out a lot. Yes, it did cost them the Flash off Masu and the summoners from Busio, but still overall, I think it's a pretty positive play, and they're going to need to make these incremental
objectives traded mostly evenly early on here in this game. 5 grubs to 1 favoring HLE, 2 drakes to nothing favoring FlyQuest. Cloud Soul, not quite as potent as some other ones could be, but on a champion like Olaf, it's really good. 2v1 here in the bottom lane. Spiraling Despair connects onto Doran. Do they have enough damage to take him out, though? It's just Busio and Quad's already used most of his spells. Severing Bolt doesn't hit the target, and Doran lives.
Look top, look top.
Zeka now in some trouble as the snowball's making its way in, but a nice flash away from it when Inspired can't make the turn. Bwipo looking for a little bit more damage here to chase this guy down. The absolute zero isn't going to get a whole lot, and now Zeka can reset his shield with the last breath. Another kill for HLE.
Nicely done by Zeka there. Bought so much time, dashing back and forth, creating space, allows HLE to come in and reinforce, but still, it's a great play from FlyQuest on that bottom side. Even though they don't kill Doran, they force his flash, they force his ulti, they take down the tier 1 tower and get more gold in the hands of Quad.
Ultimately, the problem is,
another dive, this time on mid lane. It's Viper shot to pieces with the spears, the shutdown, but it ends up going over to Busio.
That's actually so unlucky there. The Ignite tick took it right after the Ren went through, so Masu rendered them down to a couple HP, and the Ignite is what gives that shutdown gold over. You would have really loved to get that in the hands of Masu. They're going to look again. No flash, remember.
All right, Zeka could be in some danger here, but he might just try to turn it around back onto Bwipo with a redemption coming in, though. Bwipo will stay alive, and the shutdown this time goes over to Quad.
So the problem I had with the play from earlier is that FlyQuest was trying to make too many plays on the map, and by making a play both bot and top, it was going to be difficult to respond to the response from HLE, who were able to find that kill. The good news for FlyQuest is they find another kill top, but by investing 3 members top, and including the TP from Quad, they leave the bot lane tower completely exposed for Doran to be able to secure, and the mid lane tower ends up falling thanks to the Rift Herald dropped by Hanwha Life. So they still hold on to about a 2.5k gold lead. They set their sights on Doran, though.
All right, that snowball will not find the angle that Inspired wants.
He's gonna get rooted by the E.
Doran's trying to use his teleport to get away, but that is not how it's gonna work. Nunu's shield to keep himself alive against some of Doran's bursts, and Inspired will just disengage it as Doran gets caught and wastes a very critical
We can see Zeka on top side. This might be them just giving the dragon. We'll see if FlyQuest can secure it.
Zeka does have his teleport, and it looks like HLE are calling to use it. Busio eating a couple of shots here as FlyQuest is looking to DPS the Drake down. They've got Nunu and Kalista together. They should be able to secure this one, but they immediately get rid of the Nunu, and it's stolen away by Peanut. Bwipo's in the middle of everybody, but he's already going to be killed. They're trying to turn it back on the Doran on FlyQuest's side, but it ain't going to work. He survives the Spiraling Despair, and now Zeka's into the back line here as well, but he might just get killed. Quad grabbing a kill on that one as Delight tries to get away, but Masu is putting him like a pin cushion down here in the bottom lane. Quad ends up taking the kill, and FlyQuest, they lose the objective, but they come out +1
Very
on the
promising. This mid game, similar to last game, they just get caught. And this is not something I typically associate with HLE. Their team fighting, however, can't afford to be underestimated as...
Oh, nice lock up there with a solar flare from Busio, but Delight can still get himself away. Yes, Spiraling Despair connects, but there's no way they can do enough damage to follow up with the tier 1 still standing.
But still, that's Cleanse, that's Flash off of Viper by AWS, getting a lot closer to parity here. Jumped up to a very heavily HLE favored game, but they are threatening this Baron. And this is Zyra. You can rush this.
Yeah, this is such a good Zyra tactic. Using the ulti, the Stranglethorns to force it down. Inspired and Masu know it's there. A nice sidestep on the Keeper's Verdict from Inspired.
He's wanting to keep it leashed.
FlyQuest is threatening to just try to steal it away. They even dropped the Redemption, but the burst already onto Masu. They're going to be able to kill him up, but FlyQuest claims the Baron. A little bit more damage, might be able to kill Delight. They're trying to chase after him. Now you got the Ragnarok. Peanut trying to get away with a flashback over the wall. FlyQuest still in hot pursuit. Doran and Peanut looking to get away, but Viper is dead.
A massive teamfight win for FlyQuest as they punish the Baron for HLE. It starts off incredibly well for HLE as they target out Masu, but the rest of the fight goes entirely the way of FlyQuest.
Exactly, it's just so smart from Inspired. You try to rush that in front of the Nunu's face, he just doesn't let you leash it, and now they're going for Zeka.
Busio wants in, they knock Zeka up into the air, but the wind wall is doing a ton of heavy lifting, keeping the Yasuo alive. Busio has gone in too far, Spiraling Despair is there. Zeka survives the explosion, and Doran now chases after Quad. Inspired.
How hard this game was for how it started out. He's actually up in gold now after getting dove 2 times early on a champion that generally needs to play from ahead. He has found ways to be effective, found ways to get gold, and found ways to give FlyQuest a chance in this game.
He's also found a way behind enemy lines. Bwipo is on the flank. He's pretty isolated right now. Peanut is already down. Solar Flare sets it up for Bwipo to knock it down, and now it's a double kill, and Zeka is already dead here too. Doran running away. FlyQuest pushing again. They are out fighting HLE, and FlyQuest have a 5v3.
It's Bwipo on the flank after he forced Peanut's flash over by the Baron. They get in on the back line. They use a Severing Bolt from Quad as well to get the extra damage to finish him off. And they're going to have Prio on this dragon. They're going to be moving to Soul Point here with the Cloud Soul, with this team that heavily relies on movement. It's going to be strong.
Bwipo is a talented man, but I did not know that he was such a proficient gardener. The way that he just cut through that Zyra made it look seamless as they get themselves their 3rd dragon of the game.
He's just at 2 end pieces. Viper doesn't have his 3rd item yet either.
If we're talking about items, we're talking about money. We should be talking about a 1.7 thousand gold lead for Bwipo. The recovery from the early game, we already touched on it, but it feels like it just keeps growing here for the Olaf.
And it might seem weird to you that he's got magic resistance. Oh, hang on.
Hold on now. Inspired, eating a little bit of damage here, but they're going to stun up Doran instead. Spiraling Despair. The Sterix Gauge is not going to keep the Gator alive. Baron is up.
They're going to start the Baron here. They're going to try to force HLE into a 4v5 fight. Look at where Zeka is. He's got a TP.
The rest of HLE still has all of their resources, though. Keep it in mind. Looks like they're not going to fight for it. Zeka just trying to take the tier 2 instead.
They're going to try to play for the bot lane tier 2 and try to set up for this dragon because they know they can't give soul. So they're trying to play for the tier 2s. They're pushing up mid. They're pushing up bot. They're trying to get vision here to try to play to deny soul. They know if they give up soul from this spot, they are very close to losing the game.
Big gold influx there with 2 tier 2s being knocked down. Zeka wants to use the TP. It's interrupted by Inspired. They found the Yasuo, but do they have the follow-up in time? HLE reinforcing their mid laner as FlyQuest cannot get the pick in time.
Whippo is still threatening. Someone's got to go and answer him, and it can only really be Doran now because he's the only one with the TP, but he's going to be late to the play. He can't use his TP, so the tier 2 tower is gone. Whippo can base, buy another item, and look for Soul here.
HLE, though, they're going to start up the Drake. They want to force this down before FlyQuest is able to respond. Busio and Inspired stepping up. Whippo coming in right behind him here with the TP. HLE, they can try to teleport Doran in if they really want to try to contest this, but it looks like that's not the play. The Dragon Soul should be secured here, barring something completely wacky, and that's it. Soul secured.
This comp that has such powerful secure on these objectives, so if they can continue to extend this advantage, HLE can't just win through sides, and they can't really depend on just stealing an objective.
Now, we have to see if FlyQuest can keep this momentum up, if they can keep this late game feeling clean. It's almost 30 minutes on the clock. They've got the Soul, they've got the Baron. Solar Flare isn't going to find anything, but it will create some space. Inspired still trying to frontline as Whippo's ready to go. Berserk dive right on in, but a Keeper's Verdict knocks one of the remaining players of FlyQuest away. It's already put trouble. Going over to Fly. Doran into the back line. Quad in some trouble, but he flashes away. Whippo needs a little bit more damage, but he ain't going to find Viper. FlyQuest, though, still firing back into Doran. They don't have the damage for the kill here just yet. A flash forward from Inspired for a point-blank snowball as Masu rescues Busio, but he's caught by the Strangle Thorns, and Viper's got the damage to kill him. Busio's going to be cleaned up now as well. FlyQuest force hard, trying to look for the big moment there.
And like this should be a walk in the park for them. So the fact that FlyQuest are competing in the team fights, they're punishing the mistakes is huge.
Inspired rolling in with a snowball here, but not a whole lot to find.
Nice combo, though. Snowball into the Severing Bolt. Chunks out Viper quite a bit, and they're going to threaten here.
Yeah, they want to fully engage this time. They've got a lot of damage onto the light, and that is an easy pick for FlyQuest. 5v4 now for the next 40 seconds. They're going to continue to push under the tier 3 turret. Stranglethorn's used to not great efficacy. Peanut still trying to get away back through the wall as the Ragnaroking Whippo zones everybody else out. He's got to be careful about this when he's tanking a lot of damage here from the tier 3 turret. FlyQuest needs another wave as HLE hold on.
And they're just trying to force mid because there's the super minions coming in through bots.
He's coming in from Zeka. There's a lot of spears from Kalista in this Baron right now with Kalista and Inspired together. FlyQuest are going to try to secure it, and they've already got it. Whippo running into the middle of everybody. Doran trying to do the same thing on the opposite side. Keeper's Verdict again going to find a single ejection as now Doran is already down. Masu's grabbing the first kill. FlyQuest is ready to keep going, and Busio's got a lockup, but he may have gone too far forward. Busio's going to be killed there by the True Shot Barrage, a 1-for-1 trade as FlyQuest claims the Baron.
The team
Look at the supers going bot.
The supers are marching bottom lane, but HLE has found their way into the Elder Dragon pit. TP ready to join. Delight is behind. A 4v4 for the next 15 seconds. Doran is still capable of joining. You gotta be careful if you're on HLE. Zeka's here on the front line, but a beautiful True Shot Barrage. Quad's gonna be taken down shortly. Zeka's gonna find him with the last breath, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Whipple's still here on the front line. Viper running and gunning. He kites him out. He fights it out. Him against Masu and Inspired. But the Nunu and Kalista together will secure the Elder Dragon. Doran responds, but he has to defend the base.
And now they can try to look to push here. They have the extra man. Busio has respawned. They're going to try to go down towards bot. They're looking to see if they can actually catch Viper.
Gold, but really, it's all just about execution now if they want to try to force a fight. Inspired, rolling in with a snowball. Baron's got 10 seconds left on it. FlyQuest knows if they want to try to hard force, it's got to be now. The top lane, tier 3 turret is down. Top lane inhibitor is down. FlyQuest marching towards the Nexus turrets of HLE. Inspired throws a snowball, but he doesn't want to overcommit here just yet. Elder is still active. They're diving in towards HLE. Delight's going to be here on the front line, already executed by the Elder Dragon. Doran's going to be killed off next.
They're doing it!
Already dead for HLE. FlyQuest going for the throat. Zeka will not survive. A double kill back over the quad. Nexus turret still standing, but they're the only damn thing. FlyQuest, they've still got everybody. It's only Viper to try to defend here at just a barely hanging on second Nexus turret. That one's already down. Nexus turret number 2, it's on its way into the rubble pit as well. FlyQuest defying expectations, taking us to game 3.
What a performance from Fly.
These were the best highlights from today's Worlds 2024 matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say, okay. See you on the next one.